Hello and welcome to Pyre. So Mr. Sandalwood is back in the party, and I have mixed feelings about that. He is competent and he knows a lot, but I feel judged, and he made it very clear that this is his show, and I'm just part of it. And before that, I was running the show, and I quite like that. Anyway, continue the journey. Also, his approach toward the new people is safer than mine. At dawn, Wolfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Before him, we made a lot of friends. Will we make a lot of friends in the future? We shall see. Scholarian Shore. You have not yet been to this region of the downside. Wolfred reveals this to be one path through the woods in the north. Okay, well, I guess we don't have much of a choice. Scholarian Shore. Fair enough. You get clear of the woods at last and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Alodiel. You will have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, Wolfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and the plan to which he alluded. You banded together with a common fate, and that freedom from the downside is not impossible. Am I correct? Well, let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? Actually, I'm perfectly happy with just the adventures. And the friends I made along the way. What does freedom mean to me? That, I can just do whatever I want. But of course, ultimately, you don't... kind of limited by what you can do. Because we have needs. Still. You don't want to get locked up. And this is sort of a punishment. To a very inhospitable place. Where we basically fight for the enjoyment of probably those at the top. He looks in your direction and asks, and as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject and only know the truth of how you feel. What does freedom mean to you? Doing what you want. I guess that's close enough. Achieving inner peace. Not that. Having no master. I guess that's more correct. Freedom is not necessarily that you do what you want. Having no master, but actually you do often choose to have a master. Like, well, most people are answering to some other people, so like, are they truly free? If you are like forced to make choices based on your needs, and you're answering to masters, are you truly free? Doing what you want? I guess that's more correct, because if you can truly do what you want, then you're free. But if you're forced into... I'm not even saying that you're a slave, but if you're forced into... in a certain situation, where you can, like, you're not doing what you want, like... I guess it's not true freedom. You might be willing to accept your situation, but it's not true freedom. Achieving inner peace, freedom means having a clear conscience and a carefree heart. I don't know. That's just not going where you please. Freedom means being able to do where your heart yearns, without restrictions and without fear. Without restriction and without fear? Without fear sounds cool. Going where you please. To feel true love. Freedom means not having one's strongest feelings and emotion repressed or rebuffed. Yeah. Suppressing emotions. Not good. Living without fear. I guess that's it. Freedom means living life without concern for others' judgment or approval. I'm a huge fan of that. Because fuck that. I guess that's true freedom. You know, you got nothing. Like, the reason why I hate you, Mr. Sandopants, is that you judge me. And I guess I don't... And that doesn't affect me too much. But still, like, I try to not judge others, and I don't measure myself by others. And before that, like, I thought about it this way. You could... I'm not saying that you weren't free, you are not free, but you can also enslave yourself by society's ideals. Not only like, yeah, if you get into slavery, then yeah, that's slavery. And what can be argued, that is, then like, if you like don't have a master, like, then you're free. But what is having a master? And what if you're like not truly free because of your circumstances, because of your needs, because of your just mentality? You're just not free. Living without fear sounds like a good one. Fear is such a bad one. Nothing at all. Freedom is just another empty goal to chase to give one's life a false sense of meaning. I wouldn't say it's like ultimate. False sense of, well, fighting for freedom. Most people are free. Like, well, technically, unless you're like enslaved by somebody. Like, I would say that you have the potential to be free, but like, and that probably is the definition of freedom. You're like, unless you're enslaved, then you're free. But what could freedom mean to me? Like, if you're not enslaved, that would be probably the definition I would go with. But I guess living without fear is more correct, because I don't know. Probably if you're enslaved, then you still live with fear. Like, most definitely. And living without fear does mean more. You have the freedom to do. You have the bravery. I wouldn't say like free. Well, you don't fear a damn thing. You just do what you want. Remain silent. Let's go with living without fear. I like that answer clearly above the rest. You tell Wolfred that freedom means living without fear and not being subject to persecution or retaliation for one's thoughts and choices. Exactly. Good. He considers your remarks for a short while, then laughs about them.
Very decent.
Good answer, my girl. I happen to agree. For fear takes hold in freedom's wake. Yeah, you can enslave yourself. Okay. But fear is a natural impulse, is it not? A common feeling we all share from time to time. A deeply rooted impulse, there to aid our judgment, and spurs us on to acts of courage. Does it? Because, yeah, fear is here's something that you probably just can't completely get rid of, but it usually just makes you do something dumb. Isn't it? At least you should be like able to make a better decision than just like a hunch you got, like, oh my god, I should do that. Like, it's fast. Fear is fast. And fear can be fear can also stay with you, but fear is mostly like fast, like, you know, it just really hits you, like, you're scared, like fear hits you right away. That is like the fastest. But you can also live with fear. For example, you're scared, you just like, you don't think about it, you just like start running away, something like that. That is what fear would do to you. Or it's just like you're feared and like you're scared and like something scares you and you just like punch it or something like that. You don't think about it, just like it happens. But on the long run, like, fear is good in the short term, I guess. It could make you do stuff that you just don't have really time to think about, but you just gotta do it. But on the long term, I would argue like fear is basically useless and it really shouldn't rule your life. So I'm gonna go with that. If not for fear, I doubt we could accomplish very much in life. And just now, we stand upon the brink of accomplishing something vital. Nothing really great is accomplished out of fear. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if people are afraid, that's basically slavery. If you're afraid, and then people are not I don't know. They're basically a bunch of scared slaves. Isn't that the case? And yeah, fear is not gonna help you. I doubt we could accomplish very much in life. I doubt. No, I don't agree with that one whatsoever. Whatever. He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now let me tell you what freedom means to me. Alright. Freedom means to live life without fear, just as your reader stated. I'm kinda curious, would he say the same answer if I chose something else? To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Sounds good enough, but you said like fear is useful, and I can't agree with that one. Maybe useful in the short term, but not on the long term. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, or what you choose to think, or not think. Actually, that's it. Like, this is like expanding the definition of freedom, because most people would say like, hey, we are free, but like the people are still considered criminal for some acts because of some choices they make that maybe like not hurting anybody. Or who they love, they're just not allowed to, well, maybe not allowed to love who they love, or just not allowed to make it official, or not allowed to make certain choices, or like think in a certain way, or not the thing, whatever. So we are free, but you know, not completely, I guess. And I'm not talking about like screwing people over. Of course, if you're like that is not like doesn't extend in that direction. Like, hey, I just want to hurt people, I'm not allowed to do that. Of course, that doesn't work. And that's not what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's go next. He looks out toward the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. I guess by playing by the rules, we're kind of like approving the system in a way. If we could get out without this bullshit fight, I think that would be more correct. I would love to show utter disrespect to these guys. In a way, I guess, like, this is like the prison system for them. They just banish people. And they are just banished to this rather inhospitable land to just make it their own. And I guess I can't 100% blame them for that. It's not terrible. Like, it's basically, we are basically banished to a part of the land that's inhospitable, and they are holding some kind of prison fights for the entertainment of the masses. That's it. And those who are like the top gladiators just allowed to come back to society. That's basically it. Or like their society. So I think yes, like, I don't know, but how do you plan to like? How do you plan to like I know, defy it in any way. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have been long lost, and the 8 scribes, some revere them as gods, believing they bound themselves to exile so that others could live free. If they are out there still, they made quite clear they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. Okay, freedom for everybody. The plan then is this. We free each other from the downside through the rights, then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk we join together at the Spiral Sanctum, the burned down remains of the old capital of the Commonwealth. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. You're plotting a revolt. I love this! Okay. Okay, Sandal. I guess he's right. Like, it's. I guess it was a good idea at start that prisoners are getting banished here, but looks like it's more than that now. Not like I would really know, but still. Just so, I am asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be part of this, nor is it my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here like so many others. As far as I know, I was thrown in here because of my special ability to read. Maybe him as well. Whoever is in power at the top doesn't want anybody competent challenging them. So, if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth, you're so doing here, then speak now. Wolfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends. Some others are not, but all of you are bound together through the rights and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom, you will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth, but together you can bring it about. Both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Big words, Wolfred. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think on this. Now let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. I didn't expect this. Wolfred, not much for small talk, right? Wolfred turns toward the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagons northward paths. So, we're gonna save everybody. I guess if someone does it, it should be ours. Murpass. Why not? Pathway leading north to the sacred mountain. Wolfred indicates this is the only way to reach the base of Mount Aldia. Yeah, we still need to do the trial. The rites. That's how we get out. Beyond lies Mount Aldia. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall not need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. Ooh. The Beyond the Crystal seeks heaven. Oh, look at that. Laughing softly at something. Let's talk, Wolfred. There you are, my girl. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Wolfred stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you, and then... You do know what it means to be a reader. I guess? Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though your ability in this, I sense, is ascent, still, mere flashes uncontrollable. I see as well now that they haven't told you yet, your friends. And that explains a lot. They haven't told you, readers such as you cannot go free. Yeah, they locked me up because I was a reader. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group, in light of this. The answer, then, was plain. You simply did not know, or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves, other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected that first we met, that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. I kinda skimmed it, okay? Only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Firsthand? Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet? Then you're not getting free either. Wolfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as a reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. I appreciate that, Wolfred. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome, but this journey we are on, it has no guarantees, not for you, nor any of us. Why do you want to get rid of me? Do I understand? Do you understand? I do. I guess you just really want to make sure that I'm committed, and there is nothing for me on this journey. I guess. In the end, my friends just go away, they will be free, and I will be stuck down here. Wolfred indicates that readers such as you cannot go free through the rites. Say you do not care. You have learned in life to keep your expectations low and tempered. This is more at stake here than your freedom alone, and besides, perhaps there's a way. I don't care. You have learned in life to keep your expectations low and tempered. The warning is of little consequence to you. You have always known those keen to warn against one course of action or another. None of it swayed you, and as ever, you shall forge your path. Exactly. You see, I'm not in this for the outcome. I just like the journey. If we get to the top, we get to the top. If we don't, I still had my fun, I guess. Very well. A lack of concern is fine with me, although I do not share your outlook, as long as yours is not lack of understanding. But I do understand, but I do appreciate that you want to make sure that I do understand. So, yeah. It's gonna be sad. You know, I was kind of hoping that either we're gonna fail or succeed together. Not that they're gonna succeed without me or succeed and they're just gonna leave me. You know, it's definitely affecting me, but you know, I would like to see these fine people just have a new chance in the Commonwealth. I'll be fine, I guess. Know that we have much at stake here. In this, anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back to the Commonwealth, which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around. Then, We'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend to the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then. He strides out of the wagon then, leaving you with your thoughts. Book of Rites. So... can do a scribe trial. Now let's just, yeah. It's a good time to take a break, so... thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.